Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another Minecraft stream. Today, we are going to be removing the last bits of obsidian, hopefully. So, let's join the Minecraft game and do that right now. Alright. Yeah, it's got the thing. Hi, New Haven. Good to see you. That's our biggest thing of obsidian there. A little bit over there, but there it goes. All right. Soon the hole will be complete. Yeah. All right. So. Yeah. How am I doing today? I'm doing quite well. Goes. And one more. Three more. It's also getting a little bit late, so I have to do that. I will show you what the plan is for these floating blocks. The plan is that guy. The schedule hasn't changed. I've just been missing the start a couple of times, that's all. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't get 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I must have lost count at some point. Oops. I'm going to try and be better at hitting the start time. It's just, I haven't accounted for the fact that the trackers take a little bit of time to put on. So I always underestimate how long it takes for the trackers to be put on. And then I get distracted. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah. We're actually very fortunate to have the ghasts now, because that makes actually clearing those things so much easier. There. Oh, I forgot to bring the tribute. Right. I was going to use iron. Hold on, where is... There it goes. Need some stained glass for the beacon. We do. All right. Although we'll be tearing this one down pretty quickly. Taste gold or... Cool. It takes either gold or iron. Interestingly, it doesn't take copper. Let's see if this one's in range. Yes, it is. Cool. Well, I'm not going to get that one. Oops. Don't want to leave in the bronze. Yeah. It's interesting how copper and bronze are sort of like the first levels of metal, but iron itself is actually more common than either of them. It's just harder to extract. And then aluminium's even more difficult to extract and even more common. Like, I believe that most clays you can find have an amount of aluminium in them. It's just you need... It's just bauxite's in a particularly easy to extract form. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, now, it's removed by the miracle of electrolysis, which, curiously enough, is how modern copper is refined as well. They stick it on big anodes and then run electricity through it and copper plate the other side, which is a very efficient way of extracting, oh, not extracting, sorry, purifying the copper. Probably could do something similar with iron, but you don't need iron to be as pure because typically you don't use it for carrying electricity. And also, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't electrolyze as good as copper does. Because I never heard of anybody doing electroplating with iron. Also might be because copper sulfates are is nicely soluble. Okay. Continue to remove this obsidian with a nice plonk sound. People who worked on sound design for Minecraft. Oops. Knew what they were doing. Alright. Okay. That's the last one there. I can't tell. Okay, just wait till it starts going dark then. There we goes. Now, the new update's been deployed to this world, so we're going to probably see some of the new baby creatures, perhaps. Although not down at the bottom of this pit. Why is this glowing? Ah, there's lava over there. Okay. There it goes. Hello, Cop Golem. Swap that for me, please. Ah. Oh, I expect them all to have slightly janky textures and parts. Texture jank is an eternal problem of new deploys and patches. Another eternal problem is me and my somewhat heavy landings. I'll have to write a letter to maintenance explaining how I exceeded my landing G-force rating. And then I'll have to inspect my undercarriage. Coming in like Ryanair. Yeah. All right. There it goes. There. All right. we don't have Ryanair in Australia. We have Virgin, which is, I think we still have Virgin. It keeps changing. I think there's also Tiger, which is the Singaporean one, which is super, super cheap. Is it Tiger or Lion? Not sure. Make more sense if it was Lion, since Singapore is the Lion City. All right. Which is weird. Southwest and Sprint. Do you also have Delta as the really, really cheap option that screws everybody else, everybody over? Oops. There we go. Oops. Daisy. Ah. Yeah, but Delta is a major airline of the big three with United and American. Ah, okay. Yeah. In Australia, the big three. Well, the big one is Qantas. And then basically whoever's competing with Qantas. Because the in part the economy's not big enough to support multiple airlines, although Qantas has been found to be involved in a lot of anti-competitive practices where they would basically buy up landing slots for major airports so that their competitors would not be able to use them, which is kind of stinky. There it goes. All right. In part because they also they were partial owners of the airport management company, basically, which is kind of a conflict of interest, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Very common anti-competitive. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also amused by there used to be a rule when the aircraft industry was highly regulated that only certain companies were allowed to fly the state capital routes. Hi, Anthony. And the regional and country airlines were not allowed to run the capital to capital routes. So what some of them did would be to fly out from the state capital to a small country town, do a touch and go landing at the country town, and then fly to the other state capital. Which, since they weren't technically flying direct from capital to capital, it didn't count for regulations. All right. Now, got this left. Right in Mongolia. Once you fly above the clouds. Got a fight in a hockey game. I used to work with a hockey playing lady. She was an enforcer on her team, which I understand the role of the enforcer is to bash up the other hockey players, which sounds kind of strange for a sort of ball/puck sport. Yeah. Right. There we go. Okay. Pretty hard for. I told her right. Huh. Yeah. There are many combat thoughts. You have to get between. Start fighting. Yeah. All right. Okay. I also do know in rugby league which is the local game of football rugby that is played in, well, 2 of the Australian states. Some of the clubs got in trouble because they were giving their players training in martial arts so that they would be better at grappling and pulling the opposition down to the ground during tackles. Although they claimed they were getting that training so that for the falling skills and that type of thing. There we go. All right. And extracurricular activity, yeah. All right. Oh. What an anime villain move. Yeah, it does sound like an anime. I mean, there's that, I think it's Shonen Soccer, where... Really? Oh, right, they've added new recipes for deep slate. Where the soccer players learn sort of kung fu to pull off almost supernaturally powerful effects, because that's how kung fu works in movies. There it goes. Alrighty. Go. Now we get rid of this. How much more have we got? I've still got a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, now I'm thinking of is it Keijo or that one? When you want to play a friendly game of keep away, but your opponent knows the Vulcan death grip. Alright. We go like that. Now. Yep, we still got the acceleration going, and I've got the right... Oh! No wonder this was taking so long. I was using my Silk Touch pick rather than my faster fortune pick. Alright. So like eating corn. I love eating corn where you sort of like go back and forth along it. Like you are some sort of corn eating machine. Yeah, when it's corn on the cob. Or a typewriter. Yeah. Alright, pretending you're a typewriter. Alright, there. That way. Get like that. Let's collect the last of... Ow! This... Yeah, look at all of this stone that we're going to have to remove. It's all protected from my explosions. Oh, alright. Here we goes. Corn is best formed on the cob with butter and pepper on top. Mmm, yeah. And it has to, the butter has to start off cold and solid, and the heat of the corn slowly melts it. That's the way it has to be. All right. Are there any more obsidian that we have to get rid of after this lot? I actually think there's smaller patches. Probably not worth setting up the beacon for. We will double check. All right. There we go. Ah. Oops. Ah. There we go. Ah. Put corn on the cob with powder. I have not seen anybody do that. Although, with a power drill, after you've removed the... After you've eaten it, couldn't you take a knife and turn the corn cob, sort of like wood, and sort of like carve it into something, or is it not that strong? Probably it would fracture. Eh. I just have the corn with it goes to the cows. Yeah, makes sense. I think we used to feed ours to the chickens. So they'd be able to tear it apart, or peck it apart at least. Right there. All Interestingly, some food you can't give to animals because it's toxic. Like, for example, cabbages are mildly toxic, even to humans. But most humans, or all humans, don't have enough stomach capacity to eat enough cabbage to be sick from cabbage toxin. However, cows and horses have big enough stomachs and can consume enough cabbage to have a fatal dose. All right. Oops. Yep. Why do I keep selecting the wrong one? Ah. Ah. Like if you ate 40,000 in 10 minutes, you'd die of radiation poisoning. Yeah. Although you'd die of other things first, like an overdose of potassium. Ah. I don't know if that's the reason for kimchi's laxative effect. It also could be... Hold on. I just saw something. Oh no, they're just normal. I thought I saw something odd, but no, it's just normal slimes. All right. There it goes. Yeah. Actually, potassium's actually quite... Oh, talking about dangerous things. Quite dangerous. And in the wrong amounts can give you a heart attack, is my understanding. All right. There it goes. Let's find that lava. Another thing you should not consume is probably lava. Yeah. What I get? Dude, having too much salt. Yeah. That is another common cause. There's a whole lot of stuff with the relation. Oh, have I got myself stuck in here? Yes, I have. Oh. All right. Let's clear these ones as well. Yeah, it's going to be lava under here. No. How about under here? We are... Oh, that one's deep. Ah! Ha, 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 ha. Don't... I didn't have any potion on me. That was silly. All right. Well, thankfully, I was able to pearl out. There. Now. I'll have to get my wings repaired as well. That was classic. All that effort to fly up there, and then I just fall off. Let's try that again. Really? Ryanair landing con. I managed to slip through that hole. Okay. Finally we make it. Alright. I think this is the last bit of obsidian in our massive hole. So we'll be able to take the beacon down and then hit it with some explosives to do the final polish. That will give me a feeling of accomplishment. All right. Here we go. Ah. Yeah. All the minerals. I mean, iron's the big one. Goes there. There has been talk about how digestively necessary silica is. And apparently most people have come to the conclusion that it is pretty much a useless but safe. So long as you're not actually eating chunks of glass. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. It can't be digested. It just goes straight through. Hold on. Okay. Now a little bit more there. It's not strictly necessary to remove those. Let's go one last rest. Alright, excuse me, Gast. Yeah. Here's it. I think of Dimatis Earth. I think of the silica anti-moisture things. All right. Okay. Like that. Now, I wonder how much of this we can get. That amount. There we go. Why does that feel like it's not square? Well, it's obviously it is square. All right, that goes. That. Ah. Might be, yeah, I think it is. Just sort of perspective. Perspective can be a very weird. Especially if you ramp up the field of view to be greater than what you not normally naturally have. Hold on. Let's quickly collect these while we're down here. So I don't lose track of them. Even though they are iron. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. I think I've got them all from down here. We'll know in a second. Okay. So it is 2 stacks of 64 and a stack of 36. And I've gone and done that again. Eh? In a way, you could blow up some mines in... Ah! Yeah. I mean, they had atomic theory in ancient Greece, but they did not know about what elements were what. Okay, we need 3 more. That looks like the ones that we lost. Oh, missing 2. Okay. Ah, ha, ha. Okay. Missing 1 more. Where is it? If we don't find it soon, it'll time out and despawn. Not that I'm overly worried. It's just a big block of iron that's easy to get. It's not like they're sponges. Thankfully, I don't need to do anything with sponges. Ah. Yeah. The spinny thing. Although, part of the... There's 2 major problems with using the spinny thing for labour. One, it was just easier to use slaves, so mechanising wasn't that helpful. And that style of spinny thing is actually quite inefficient at extracting torque from steam. You really need to go through the stage of having piston-based torque. Ah. All right. Well, I think we're just going to have to live with the fact that we lost 1 block. Oops. All right. Just get some more iron later from our iron farm. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's extreme need. Oh, but I should put the beacon in the box as well. Because that, on the other hand, is hard to get hold of. So I'm going to put the ingots in there as well. Okay. Let's go. Whoops. One final run to polish off the bits that were under the obsidian. There it goes. All right. Now I'm going to have to find myself a witch hut design. And build that. Goes. And I've got some plans to make the walls and decorate them as well. But that will come along a little bit later. The idea is we do the decorations up while the witch hut is running and earning us mostly redstone. The big use of it. Okay. There we go. Just made it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, is there any stone remaining at ground level to any significant amount? Nope. It's just the floating blocks. Okay. So, get back here again. Oops. Switch these into park. And be ready to declare this as a successful mission, I think. Oh. Might actually at some point do a little build tour of the thing. Oh, look at that. That's messy. Although, it isn't that... Given how much effort's involved, it doesn't look that spectacular. It's like, yeah, it's just a huge hole. There. We got the last of it. Like that. Oh, that was well timed. Ah. Huh? Oh, I've run out of rockets. Okay. You're parked. Everything's parked. Get another set. And I think... Oops. Oh, why is that not letting me look upon my accomplishments? Uh, just make sure I've got those. Let's take a screenshot. Oops. How do we change the... That's there. I think it's F5. Yep. There. There. Thumbnail material. Exactly. Alrighty. I think this is a good place to pause the stream. Let's get back to my main room. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as I played Minecraft. Tomorrow we will be joining the mice in Whiskerwood and being oppressed by the caterpillarists. So I hope you can join me for that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later. Bye-bye.